Hi artists, you should have a few different styles of your name in your sketchbook. We spent a lot of time looking at graffiti and graffiti style work. Now you are going to take your favorite design that you created and you are going to draw it nice and big on your final paper. Think about the letters of your name. You are going to need to draw big and fill up the space, especially if you have a short name or nickname like mine. I only have 3 letters, but I've taken my time to plan out where the letters go and make sure that I'm filling up that space. I am going to add all those little details that I decided on, and then I am going to take my Sharpie and I am going to outline the letters that I created. Take your time, go over all the lines that you created. If you need to erase some lines at the end, that is totally fine. I am going to use this chisel tip Sharpie to create some more depth in my work. So I am going to take this Sharpie and I'm going to add a wider black line on one side of my letters, creating a shadow. So as if the light is hitting one side of my letter and creating a shadow on the other side. If you need some assistance, let me know. This is going to create the illusion of depth, or the idea that my letters are actually 3-dimensional or popping off the page. Don't forget, you can add things like exclamation marks, different symbols like hearts and stars and crowns. It's up to you. This is your artwork. Let's make it exciting to look at. Now that my name is complete, I am going to use this spray watercolor paint to add some color. We are not unscrewing that white top, we are just popping off the plastic top. I don't want to spray too close to my art because it will make a puddle, so make sure your hand is above your art when you are spraying. This is a light blue, but there's lots of different colors in the bucket. I am going to pick maybe 2 or 3 colors. I do not want my colors to get all mixed up and muddy when I am spraying. So 2 or 3 is a good choice. I am going to stick this on the drying rack and I am going to start the print for my bricks or my cement wall. I'm going to make sure I put my name on this large paper. I'm going to put my class code as well, and then I'm going to flip it back over. I am using some tempera paint and a sponge to create this design. Starting in the top left corner of my art, I'm going to press my sponge in the paint, and then I'm just going to gently press it on my paper, leaving a little bit of space in between those bricks. Here you're going to see where I was not paying attention to my pattern. You actually want to move that next brick over and create the overlapping pattern that we usually see, where the bricks are staggered in the next row and they are not perfectly straight up and down. They actually move that whole line over a little bit. So take your time, start at the edge of your paper, and stagger those bricks so the pattern is overlapping. Make sure you go right to the edge of that paper. When you are done, we're going to put that right on the drying rack for next time. Now that both pieces of my art are dry, I am going to go ahead and cut out that name design I created. You can leave a little space around your letters like I did, or you can go right up next to the letters you created. It is up to you. You are the artist. But take your time, whatever you do. Make sure you are turning the paper as you are cutting so you can reach all those little spaces that you need to cut out. Now that both pieces of my artwork are dry, I am going to use my glue stick to attach them together. Make sure you are really covering the back of that name so it's not going to peel off of that brick design you created. Take a moment to decide which way you want your name to go and then press it down. Make sure you are holding your name down so it doesn't curl up and that glue has a little bit of grab time. Remember, that glue is still wet and it just wants to peel up, so give it some time to really grab on. The last thing I'm going to do as a fun end to this project and to make my artwork stand out and be a little more interesting to look at is doing a little bit of splatter painting. So I am using these neon tempera cakes. I'm adding water on top and making sure that I have lots of pigment in my brush. Then I am going to tap that brush. I am not going to fling it. You can use your finger to pull the bristles back, but we should not have paint being flung across the classroom. I'm just going to pick a couple of colors to splatter my artwork with. I do not want my artwork to be covered up by the amount of splatter paint that I'm adding. So just a few little details here and there will make it more exciting to look at. Have fun with yours, artists, and be creative.